What's going on, guys? My name is Fernando Herrera, and you know what I'm going to be talking about today because if you saw the title, yes, I'm going to be giving you an update on the tire mobile van that I used to own. Now, I say used because I did sell it. However, I'm going to be telling you why it didn't work out for me and the things that you can do to just make your mobile tire van work, or at least if you're considering buying one, will make sure that you don't do these mistakes because they can cost you a lot of money. Now, I mean, for all of you who are just curious about the project or just in general, how cool is a tire mobile van? How cool does that sound? You know, like it's like the next generation of tire mobile installation, right? Like you don't have to go to a tire shop. There's no better waiting room than your living room, right? You can just tell your people, like your customers, that you could go to them, get their service done. Every person or friend that I would go and work on their vehicles, like from their house, they would be amazed. They love the service. And I think that honestly, mobile tire van will be like mobile tire shops in general, and mobile mechanics will have a lot of improvement and a lot of growth in the next few years. But again, I will talk about all the details in just a moment, so be sure to watch the entire video because you will learn something from this video. And also, before we continue, please help me by smashing that like button, subscribe. Also, for those of you who are just joining me for the first time or just seeing this video for the first time and you're interested in a mobile tire shop business, well, I do have like 10 videos explaining you step by step on how to create your own mobile van, from, you know, just things like how to start, which vendors to use, which programs to use, everything. I talk about everything. So be sure to check that playlist first, or those videos first, because unfortunately this is kind of like the ending phase of the mobile tire shop videos for me. But also, for those of you who are feeling kind of sad, my family pretty much has been in the tire industry for like since I was born. So I'm still going to be doing a lot of videos, and a lot of very interesting videos, because if you're interested in doing a brick and mortar tire shop, a tire wholesale business, or simply an auto service shop, I will be having a lot more videos for this year. And I'm going to be doing the same thing I did with the tire mobile shop. I'm going to be doing them, but with tire shops, you know, just brick and mortar tire shops, which I think it's a good complement. It's a good way to start as a mobile tire shop, but you know, it's always a good thing to have your own physical store, you know, to have a place where you could store your tires. And just in general, I think they're going to be great tips and great videos for anyone who wants to watch them in the future. So again, feel free to subscribe to kind of follow that journey. If you ever do think you need a little bit more personalized experience, just keep in mind I do schedule phone calls or meetings, you know, just meetings. Well, if you're in Vegas, I could schedule a meeting. But if you're somewhere else, I could always schedule a call. Just feel free to book it through the website or reach out to me via Instagram. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and begin. I do want to explain why we first got into the mobile tire shop business. So a little background about myself, and I kind of already explained it just briefly, is we have a local brick and mortar tire shops in Las Vegas. So 2 years ago, when we were presented in SEMA, which is the convention for like the automobile industry, which is pretty big, we were presented with the opportunity to buy a mobile tire shop van from Custom Upfits, which that's the company we bought the van from. And so pretty much we thought it would be a great idea because it would be a good complement, right? Having our brick and mortar stores. And then we didn't know the pandemic at that time, you know, what's going on or what's going to happen. But we just thought that mobile was the kind of like the next phase, you know, the future of tire shops. And so it was a very attractive proposition. So we decided to went and close a deal on a mobile tire shop. Now, we did hire someone right off the bat. Pretty much we had a technician. His name was Jordan, and he was a pretty good technician, actually. He was doing a pretty good job. We were doing some dealerships, but the problem was that we just didn't have that consistent flow of customers. So we would have one customer here and there, but the majority of our customers were still going to like the store. So we weren't able, and at this time now, I have identified what went wrong. We never did any big marketing or advertisement for the mobile van. We always kept our advertising broad and kind of just mentioned like, hey, you could also do mobile tire shop service. But when people went to the brick and mortar, then they would find out. But you know, it's like, how long will it take until people kind of catch up? And it wasn't until the end, when we almost got rid of our mobile tire shop van, that we started getting a flow where every day we were getting at least 3 to 5 calls just specifically for a mobile van. But again, it was something that was built In terms of sales and profit, we were doing anywhere between $20,000 to $30,000 in revenue per month, and that was around $4,000 to $5,000 in profit. You know, I would say kind of excluding overhead, so we still have to pay like salaries and just the car depreciation, all that stuff, you know, lease and all that stuff, which is a lot less than a physical brick and mortar store. But still, it wasn't a big profitable project. What I do like about the mobile tire shop van a lot is that it has a very little or small overhead. So again, if you're just starting out, instead of opening a brick and mortar store and investing in a tire compressor, tire balancing machine, rent, you know, committing yourself to a year rent or more, you know, and having, you know, just employees and all that stuff, I think it's a great way to just start with a mobile tire shop van, and you're up and running. You know, you just go and start getting customers. But again, there's a disadvantage in there because it's not like you just flick a switch and there's a huge demand. You know, maybe for your market, perhaps, but in Vegas, you know, it wasn't just like that. You know, dealerships sometimes still want you to take the car to a shop. They don't want you to work in their lot. People don't. So, you know, just you gotta find whether there's going to be that demand, which there is, but you just got to find it, which it's a hard part. We also thought that hiring the right technician would be simple. You know, we said, hey, you know what, we're going to offer maybe $12, $13 per hour, which again, for those of you watching, yes, $12 to $13 an hour is very low for a technician. But you know, at that time, we didn't have the funds. I'll be honest with you guys. So we had just opened 2 new stores, and we just were really tight on the capital. So we had to allocate it properly. So we were like, look, mobile unfortunately can only afford $12 to $13 an hour technician, and we have no problem with having that technician earn an incentive based on the sales of the mobile, you know, based on performance. So another mistake we did was assuming that it was going to be as easy as just finding a technician and having the mobile van just work. You know, like you hire a tire technician, customer comes in, needs tires in your brick and mortar, and they just install them. It just works, right? So it didn't work out that well because we started getting turnover with our technicians, and then suddenly, you know, dealerships that we used to have, you know, we weren't going to do their work, and so it was taking, there was a bottleneck now, right? Because the process was we go take the mobile van and then we get their service done. But suddenly we had, if the technician called out, well, we didn't have another mobile van guy to just go and do the service. Although now I kind of think we could have, but the owner, you know, is just very conservative, and he didn't want anybody driving the mobile van because it was like $80,000, and he didn't want anybody unless they were in the insurance, which makes sense. But unfortunately, the only technician that was in the insurance was the employee at that time, that one employee. So we started getting issues with dealerships, with us not being able to service their cars. And then now we had to send someone from the store in their own personal vehicle to go pick up the car, bring back the car to the store. And you could already tell how complicated things got. And suddenly we started losing some of these customers because just the service wasn't there. I don't blame them. We were able to kind of keep some of them, but we unfortunately did lose some of these customers, which caused the mobile van to kind of even get slower. So there was a point where the mobile van was just slow. It was just dead. There was like, it was just parking outside. And for over 6 months, I would say a good 6 months, we probably only had like 10 to 12 orders for the mobile van, which is sad. I mean, honestly, that's a money making machine that it was just unfortunate that we couldn't use it to its full potential. So finally, because I'm more in the finance accounting department within this company, uh, I started doing some numbers, and I was like, hey, you know what? We got to get rid of this thing, or we got to sell it, or we got to put it to work because, you know, it's just costing us money and we're not doing anything with it. So I kind of started exercising a little bit of pressure. But when they told me, hey, you know what, it's just kind of stuck. The owners didn't know what to do, the managers didn't know what to do. So I kind of presented a solution. I was like, look, how about I know how to install tires. I know kind of how to run all these things. I know the customers very well because I talk to them, you know, whether it's with their billing or just because I opened the account. So I was like, how about I start doing the tire shop van myself just for 2, 3 months, just to see if it has potential. Maybe we just haven't found the right person. And if that's the case, maybe, you know, once we identify there's potential, then we could just focus more on finding that right person rather than selling it because, you know, maybe we've just been unlucky to find an incorrect technician. So we went ahead and tried it for 3 months. That's when I started doing my YouTube videos for the mobile tire shop van because I thought it would just be fun to, just record the experience and, for anyone out there who wanted to know, what it was like, because that's the first thing I did. I went to YouTube. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some ideas from YouTube, and the content was very low. So I was like, nah, we gotta enrich this content, right? We gotta add some sauce here. So I went ahead and started doing this for 3 months, and it was heavy work. I'm not gonna lie. It was very heavy work, at least for me, kind of being used to working in an office setting with a computer with the AC. Now I was required to go and work out at a 115-degree day, getting on the ground where you like start burning your hands. And so I had to start, buying my own gloves with like temperature, hot gloves and all that stuff, So long story short, guys, is that I kind of found out that the mobile tire shop has great potential. I mean, we went from probably selling like $0 to selling like 40 to $50,000 in like a month, right? It was just that. It was just a matter of finding that right person. We were able to get to more dealerships. We were able to, expedite our service, and it was great. It was actually doing very well. I was able, between all this chaos, I was still able to find someone, like hire someone and kind of train them. And my goal was to get 2 on-call technicians where if I couldn't go and do it, I could just, find someone who has a very good driving record, add them into the insurance policy so that our insurance won't increase. And I would talk with the insurance like, hey, I'm thinking in adding this guy. Can you check if our insurance rate's going to go up? And then they would tell me yes or no. So out of like 15 people, I was able to find 2, one limo driver, and then the other guy just used to work at dealerships. And so what I started doing was I started telling them, hey, look, for every car you guys do, I'll pay you $50. It's simple as that. You finish the car in like an hour, 30 minutes. I don't care. I'll pay you $50. But you got to come pick up the van, drive it, and then do the car. So it would work out for them if they had more than 2 or 3 jobs, right? Because if I call them, hey, I got 3 cars, that's going to be $150 for one day, or for the day, and they're probably going to finish in like 3 hours. So that's $50 an hour. It's pretty good money. So we had that working, and for a moment there, for 2-3 months, another 2-3 months, I was able to go back to the office and kind of be hybrid. If the on-call people couldn't cover the jobs, then I would go and jump in on it. But overall, we were able to make anywhere between, I would say, $60,000 to $70,000 in revenue just between those 3 months. And it was good, and I'm sure we could do more, but you got to keep in mind, I still had to do my own office work still. So, I just didn't have the time to go and get more customers, which we really wanted to. But eventually, the problem came where the mobile van broke down. And so this kind of was an unexpected thing that happened. The air compressor, I think, wasn't working, or the module for the electricity wasn't. Oh yeah, I remember. It was the inverter that wasn't working. So the inverter wasn't working, and so we had to just leave the van. We quoted for how much it would cost to repair, and I was willing to pay $2,000-$3,000. I had the money. I didn't mind. The problem was that due to the pandemic, apparently there were parts that we couldn't get, and so it would take anywhere between 3 to 4 months to get. And so when I told this to the on-call people, they said they would wait, but by the time we were kind of like, 2 months passed, 3 months passed, they were getting desperate and they found other jobs. So by the time we got it fixed, it was like I didn't have anybody to work on. And at that time, I knew what I was getting into already. I knew that it was going to be 8 to 12-hour shifts for myself. And honestly, it makes money, but again, we have 3 brick and mortar stores that we manage directly, and then 3 other franchise managed by others that we still manage, but we still supply tires, supplies, all that stuff. So, my time, I think it's a lot more profitable if I focus it on just generating more money on the shops, on improving processes, on hiring people that we need, on improving customer service, on launching marketing. So, at that time I was like, look, you know what? Unfortunately, we just don't have time to give the mobile tire shop another run. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to get back in there, kick-started. We already have some issues with some dealerships again. So I was like, look, you know what? We're just going to have to create a process for the shop so we could still take care of the dealerships, but don't consider mobile. And then let's just start considering mobile to just sell it. So we actually did found some buyers, and I feel we bought it, like we sold it at a steal for that guy. Like that was a really good deal. So if you're watching this video, man, again, we made some research, and at SEMA, they actually even told us we had a buyer that he was willing to offer like $75,000 because of the used car market, appreciation right now and everything. It's like appreciating. We sold it at $53,000. So we took a loss on the van. We bought the van for $35,000 roughly, and then the build was around 70,000. So we spent like around 120, or no, I think it was like 50,000 build. It was like $100,000 van. Let's just put it like that. And so we sold it at half that price. We didn't even make that profit along the way. So for us as a company, it was a complete failure. We lost the money, and you could have already guessed, I probably got yelled at for not doing my job right when it came to the numbers 2 years ago. But I guess it was just a lot of planning that we didn't consider. First, the technician has to be a salesperson. They have to have a good driving record, because if you got someone driving your mobile van, then your insurance goes up. And then we have a wholesale delivery business that if our insurance goes up, then those vehicles go up as well. So it could have impacted our business overall. So again, it was just, there were a lot of things that we learned, that if you're watching this and you're going to start your own mobile tire shop van, just keep in mind that you have to make sure that there's going to be hiccups, and you shouldn't quit, because we kind of did quit because we had other shops that we needed to attend. But you shouldn't quit. If the inverter, just keep in mind what's going to happen if the inverter runs down, breaks down. Just have strategic planning set on side, just contingencies plans, so plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and then make sure that you're aware that it's going to be a lot of labor intensive work for you in the beginning, until you get maybe a second mobile tire shop. I've heard, and I've met people. One of the guys that we sold the van to, he's actually like that. He has like 3 mobile vans. And then someone here in Vegas also I've met, has like four vans by the time I met him, and he was more of a franchise group. But I mean, it's a profitable business. It's a good business. Just keep in mind, you're gonna have to need someone who's been in the industry and that's gonna be willing to work for you, or you're gonna have to be the one working and making sure that everything's going on plan. Now, again, I've talked about this in all my mobile tire shop videos, but if you ever need help with website creating, call center services, because you're focused on installing tires, if somebody calls you, if a customer calls you, it's going to be loud. You're probably going to miss the call. So you need someone who can take care of your calls. And so that's where the sponsor of this video comes in, which is one of my companies called Synergy Sage. So if you're looking for an outsourcing company, just a company that you can outsource this call center service or marketing service or any sort of service, rates start from anywhere between $8 an hour to like above, depending on the level of skill you need people with. If you want them with the degree, they're all bilingual and trained. So I think it could be a good asset to you, especially if you're just by yourself or you're starting out your mobile tire shop van, or if you're already an established business. Feel free to check the link below or reach out to me again via Instagram or anywhere, and I'll make sure you guys get a good deal. But well, guys, again, that is it. Unfortunately for this project, it was actually a failure. We didn't make money, we lost money, and I'm sure that a lot of people are gonna say, oh my god, you guys did so many things wrong, which I agree. That's why I'm doing this video. I think it's important for you guys to understand and learn from our mistakes, from my mistakes. And so just make sure that if you're getting into this industry, which is very, very profitable, just keep in mind it's going to be hard work, so be willing to put it, and then have contingency plans, because things happen. And if you only have one van, you work so hard to get these customers that you don't want to let them down. So whether it's going to be you driving their cars to a nearby shop that you already negotiated a price, something. But again, guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment in just in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. And again, I will be doing more videos on how to start your own how to start your own brick and mortar shop, your auto service shop. What do you need to buy? What do you need to do? Like everything, the details, right? Like the juicy stuff, how to market your shop, how to get customers walking in your door, how to start a wholesale business. That's personally my favorite. Wholesale is like not very profitable, but if you get the volume, you'll do very well. So again, just subscribe for more content like this. I do have other content, so just don't expect tire shop industry content in here, but definitely expect some videos here and there. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.